podcast in which one man strives to level up his geekhood and helping you do the same, one battle at a time. Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
Hello, traveler. Welcome to my tavern, the Wyvern's Tavern. I am Katelyn McCaigue, the Beastmaster and head hunter for these parts. You, my friend, look like you're thirsting for a new adventure. Or even better, new monsters to hunt. Well, you are in luck. Our lands boast some of the most premier and diverse creatures for your fighting pleasure. Wait, before you go, be forewarned. These creatures are unlike anything you have seen before. So it is very dangerous to go alone, so take this, the Complete McCaigue Creature Compendium, Volume 1. I have spent my life tracking and cataloging these creatures. Everything from their abilities to their strengths and weaknesses are present in this book. The Creature Compendium contains 60 original creatures ranging from pack, game, boss, and mount monsters. This would be the perfect addition to any role-playing library and will help you add a new spice of creatures to your games. This book is compatible with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, but the monsters are built in a flexible way that you can manipulate them for whatever system you need. So before you trek off on your next adventure, support the Complete McCaigue Creature Compendium so you're prepared for the road ahead. So sit back, relax, enjoy a pint, and check out the Kickstarter rewards down below. Thank you again for stopping by, and I will see you on your next adventure.
Did that sound familiar to you guys? It didn't to me neither, but that's the story or the start of the Complete McCaigue Creature Compendium Volume 1, and tonight we're lucky enough to have on the creator mastermind behind this great compendium, Katelyn McCaigue herself. Is that correct, Katelyn? Is that how you fall in line with the Complete McCaigue Creature Compendium Volume 1?
Yeah. Basically, my last name just sounds like a keg or like an Irish beer type of thing.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we were really worried when we were talking about it on the podcast that we were slaughtering it. So now it's a little bit easier, so that's good. Now, before we get into talking about your compendium and whatnot, let's rewind a little bit. We don't have to go back too far, of course, unless you were born into tabletop. I don't know if you do tabletop board games or just role-playing games, but how did you get started into tabletop games, I guess?
When I was first of all, my dad is a huge nerd, so he introduced us to all of this to begin with when we were younger. We didn't for sure play like D&D back in the day when we were a lot younger, but my brother got into it. I think we were like in elementary school, middle school-ish, and he was super into it, and I joined in on a couple games and was really having a bunch of fun with him and the other players. So I started out way back in the day in middle school, and then I just kept loving it and playing it with friends and went to other events here in Arizona and all that, and I just fell in love with tabletop from there.
Awesome. And is it always just role-playing games, or do you play board games as well?
Oh yeah, I play a lot of board games. I would have to say my brother is for sure the board game enthusiast of the family, but I play anything that he gets or just any game with any friends. So
awesome. Do you currently have a favorite game?
Oh, that's hard. Currently, what do I play a lot? There's a really cute little card game called Sushi Go, which is just like a revolving sushi bar card game. I've been having a lot of fun with that. And then my favorite game right now is Boss Monster. I've been having a blast with Boss Monster.
Oh, wow. It's been a while since we played that, but that's kind of like because I believe we have that in our lineup as well. It's kind of like a little take on like a retro video game, or kind of where you get the, I forget. Can you tell us about it? It's been a while since we played it.
Yeah, basically it's like you're the boss of a dungeon and you have to slowly build out your dungeon to kill adventurers that are trying to come conquer you and your dungeon. So there's different like levels of cards and different powers and effects that you can do. And the whole point is to just basically kill as many heroes as you can and beat the other players.
Yeah, we like that game. It was pretty fun. It's been a while. Like I said, it's been a while since we played it. If you being a creator and all, not necessarily of a game, but maybe you have. It looks like you have 4 creations on the Kickstarter. Are they all going along with compendiums and stuff?
So previously, my previous Kickstarters were actually comics. I do some comic art on the side as well. And then this was my first like dive into more of a board game D&D-esque Kickstarter.
Okay, awesome. Well, either way, being a creator of sorts, if you own the rights to Boss Monster, what would be one thing you would do to change it?
Ooh, that's tough. Well, I guess one thing is I really love dragons, so I'd probably add a bunch more dragon cards, because I think there's only like a few things with dragons in it, and I'm like, I just want a bunch of dragons in the game.
Well, there you go. My wife she's always like, everything's better with dragons.
Heck yes, it is.
Well, there you go. Awesome. So the word on the street is you have a new compendium on Kickstarter. What can you tell us about the Complete McCaigue Creature Compendium Volume 1, Katelyn?
Yeah, so it's basically a compilation of creatures that I make on my YouTube channel. So on my channel, I do a thing called a Monster Mash, where people in my community can give me suggestions that they can vote on, and then those different suggestions I combine into a new monster. And what I wanted to do was have those monsters be usable in other people's like games or worlds, or have some cool creative way to use them. And so I decided to make a monster manual of sorts, and I made the Creature Compendium, where I have all the original creatures that I've made currently so far on YouTube, and then I'm working on some right now. And then there's also an opportunity for anyone who contributes to the Kickstarter to make a creature that will be in the book. So there's a lot of cool different monsters that will be in it that you can just plop into your game and see how they do against your adventurers.
Awesome. So what are some of the monsters you can tell us about that you've already created, or would you have to kill us if you told us about them?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, for sure. You'd have to kill us there.
No, I wouldn't have to kill you.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, one of them is the blue dragon slug, which is based off of, there's a real life creature that's called the blue dragon slug. So what I did was I took those separate parts of the name, divided them, made them their own separate like creatures, and recombined them. So it's literally just a dragon slug that's blue, and it has like an acidic mucus to it. So an adventurer will have to be careful about like getting close or touching it. And it has like a regenerative healing power. So you have to keep that in mind as you're battling it.
Awesome. And it looks like there's a wolf eel as well, a eel mixed with the wolf.
Yeah, so that one, since there is, in our world, there's a thing also called a wolf eel. It's just an eel with the name wolf in it. And so I divided those, recombined them, and I see those as kind of like pack animals. So you have to be careful when you're traveling around the world that the Creature Compendium is in, because there's different like pack creatures that could potentially attack you and overwhelm your adventurers.
Awesome. And you talked about loving dragons. Are there other dragon creatures in your book?
Yes. One of them that is on the cover of the Creature Compendium, which I actually haven't really talked about much. It's currently its working name is the Jade Rock Dragon, which is basically this large jade dragon that kind of has like a Stegosaurus feel to it. It's a really cool thing, and I'm excited to build that one a little bit more.
Awesome. So in creating these, it looks like, looking at the Kickstarter page just briefly, it looks like it's going to be more than just a drawing. You're going to have like stats and like history and stuff for the creatures. Is that correct?
Yeah. So every creature is going to come with a full lore backstory, so you can kind of know more about the creature and really be able to tie it into your story. And then they'll have all their different attributes like strength, dexterity, speed, everything you'll need to have them actually battle, along with abilities like any special attacks they have, or what their base attacks are, along with any of the dice numbers that you need for your creatures.
Awesome. So how would people go about implementing it? It sounds like it's set up for D&D 5e, but they might be able to play it in other games. How would somebody take the monsters in your book and use them in their game?
Yeah, so currently the book is built for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, like you said. And it's just like any other monster sheet that you would get in a monster manual. So you could easily just integrate it based off the lore. You could place it in a similar type of dungeon setting, or like a forest, or wherever you want to have your adventure encounter it. And it will have all of the base stats that you'll need. And we'll have different ones like normal monsters, boss monsters, mounts, whatever you need for whatever situation. And then in terms of other games, we're trying to make the stats at least somewhat flexible, so then you can kind of manipulate them into working for other tabletop role-playing games. So we're trying to make it as diverse as possible so you can use it in any game that you need.
Whereabouts are you at on the progression of it? I know you said some people might be able to suggest other monsters. Is there still a lot that needs to go into it, or how's that look?
Currently, I'm seeing that the book will probably be done either by end of this year or January of next year. I have about 20 to 30 monsters already completed, and there's 15 slots available to get a creature made by a person that contributes to that Kickstarter reward tier. So there'll be 15 of those, and then I have a couple more that I'm working on the back burner. Right now they're in the sketch phase where I'm planning them out and figuring them out as I go.
And you talked about a YouTube channel. So pretty much, is that what your YouTube channel is, or is it just monster mashups, or what can you tell us about your YouTube channel?
Yeah, so I guess one of the main shows on my channel is the Monster Mash. I do that a lot, especially for this month. I'm doing one every Friday for celebration of the Kickstarter. And then along with the Monster Mashes, I do other art challenges. Like I have a couple other drawing challenges, like drawing blindfolded or drawing with a certain color palette, and different like challenge videos specifically around art.
Awesome. And do you do them live, or are they like recorded and then you upload them and whatnot?
Yeah, some of them are pre-recorded, and then others I do live on Twitch, and then I re-edit them to put back up on YouTube.
Oh, okay, awesome. And I've seen a couple art videos. I think I watched one or two of yours, but I've seen a couple art videos of other people and stuff. What do they call it? I forget what they call it, but like where you draw really fast or whatnot, like where it's edited. Do you do that on your videos?
Yeah, like the speed painting is what it's called. Yeah, so I do that with mine. I usually talk about the piece and break down my thought process, but then during the drawing part, it's usually sped up with a voiceover of me explaining what I'm working on or what my thought process is or what I'm liking about the piece so far. So then I can keep the audience informed on what I'm creating.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. So they can check out and see, especially said every Friday, they can see the different monster mashups during July.
Yes.
And they can go back and watch those and see different ones you've had created. So per se, somebody goes ahead and takes a chance on the Complete McCaigue Creature Compendium Volume 1. What's that going to set them back, and what all are they going to get, Katelyn?
So it depends on which tier that you go for. Basically, we're starting at a $1 tier where you can just get your name in the book on a thank you page. And then it goes up to, I think the next one is like a $10 tier, which is a digital copy of the book. So you can just have it electronically sent to you. You don't have to worry about shipping or anything else. And then I think the next, let me just pull it up real quick. The next one to get like a physical copy of the book is going to be up to $35. And there you get a collector's pin, the hardcover book, and you also get the digital copy as well and a thank you page. So if you want to just get the base one with the hardcover book, you can go for that one.
Okay, and it looks like there's a creature shirt. Do you get to pick your creature, or how's that look?
So currently we only have that one design. I'm planning on making maybe one or two more depending on how successful the campaign is. I might add a couple more options that people can pick from, but what it is, it's the blue dragon slug fighting the forest spirit, and that's a Monster Mash battle that I made on my YouTube channel not too long ago.
Okay, awesome. So that's pretty cool. Now, per se, somebody's fallen asleep, Katelyn. It wouldn't be because of you or the great compendium you're making. It'd be because of me and my podcast. What we're going into the second week of July here, and since the year began, we've already created 108 episodes. So they get a little tired of hearing me drone on and on. So sometimes they fall asleep, and now they're suddenly jolted awake so they don't hit that oncoming traffic. Why should they take a chance on the Complete McCaigue Creature Compendium Volume 1, especially with all the other great games they have on Kickstarter? And I know a lot of times there's different adventures or settings or whatnot that go up there as well. Why should they take a chance on this one?
Well, for one, it will be supporting a small-time creator. Like, I'm very passionate about what I do and the monsters I make, and I really want this book to be something amazing that you can use in your tabletop games. Like, I have loved the monsters within Dungeons & Dragons, and I've loved creating adventures with them. So I feel this book would be a really great addition to any dungeon master or goblin master or whatever, anywhere on your bookshelf too. It's a great talking piece. It has amazing art in it. And I'm very excited for this book, and I would really appreciate any support that anyone has to offer.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll make sure we leave the links in the show notes. Like you talked about, they'll get their name in the book and whatnot. Because even that dollar helps. Anything helps, because that way other people can see that so and so backed this game, or actually this compendium, and then it shared with all their friends or whoever's following them on Kickstarter as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So awesome. Yeah, and they have right now at the time of this recording, well, either way, whenever they're listening, they have till the 4th of August. And you said you're anticipating being done at the end of the year, or the end or the first of the year, so they'll get it thereafter sometime?
Yeah, so the plan right now is after the Kickstarter, I'll be working on it through the rest of the year, and I should have it done. I'm anticipating probably between like somewhere in November, and then it will probably take about a month for production of all the pieces, and then I'll be shipping it out in December or January.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So they can look at that. So that's great. So, and it sounds like you might have gotten a chance to listen to some of our podcasts. Either way, that's okay. But the next portion of our podcast is called Adventures in Application Acquisition, where we talk about an app, be it for a cell phone, a tablet, a computer, or even a video game. And it doesn't even necessarily have to do with art or tabletop games or anything like that. But is there an app you use a lot of that we can talk about for a moment, Katelyn?
Yeah, sure.
What would that be?
I'm trying to think. Well, one of them that I actually really like, I know it kind of deals with Dungeons and Dragons as well, but there's a fun game that I play on my phone called The Knights of Pen and Paper. It's a super fun little pixelated game that it's as if you're a group of role-play adventurers tabletop, but they have the whole setting kind of pop up behind the Dungeon Master. It's a really fun little time waster game, and I have a blast with it.
How do people go about, how do you play that one?
That one I think is only on mobile. I don't know for sure if it has a desktop version. I might be incorrect, but I know that it is on iPhone and Android, so you should be able to get it on either.
What are you doing in the game?
Yeah, so basically you have a table of adventurers, and you get to pick like what type of person they are and their class of hero, and you can upgrade their equipment so you can make them stronger when they battle. And it is like kind of a tapping game, but it's also more strategic. Like you have to make sure that you use like the right type of special attacks against different monsters and things. So it's a little bit more of a strategic mobile game.
So if you own the rights to the app, what would be one thing you would do to fix it or make it better?
Ooh, that's tough. I would probably... I'm torn between two options. One, I'd probably make it a little bit easier to switch out players on the table. It's a little like in terms of the money in the game, it's expensive to switch out players or classes. And then I think that would be my main complaint. Yeah, it's not like terrible. It's just a little thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we try to make a, a green podcast around here. So if anybody, any of the creators or anybody who deals with any of the updates is ever listening, you heard it here first on Getting Geeky with Game Relief, what Katelyn would do to make that a better application.
Yeah.
So there you go. There you have it. So mine is coming there to Arizona to stalk you, Katelyn. How do people go about keeping up with you or what you have going on with the Complete Compendium and anything else you might have going on with your art and whatnot?
Yeah. So I guess the best ways to keep up with me on YouTube, I'm posting there every week. Currently, it's every Friday I'm posting a video. I'm trying to move into 2 times a week. And then I'm very active on my Twitter and Instagram. It's at K McCaigue. You can follow me there and just see like my sketches that I work on, random things that are going on in my life, and other art projects that I'm pursuing.
Awesome. And we'll make sure we leave a link in the show. You just get us the links and we'll leave all the links in the show notes and whatnot. Do you do art full time? Do you mind us asking, or?
Oh, yeah, no. So I'm a full-time graphic designer. I do that 40 hours a week. And then I come home and basically do this also full-time because I'm really passionate about illustration and I really want to pursue it heavily.
Well, that's awesome. Well, best of luck to you. And we'll make sure we leave the links in the show notes so everybody can go ahead and check out the Complete McCaigue Creature Compendium Volume 1. We don't want to keep you all night, but before we let you go, is there anything else that you might want to tell the audience in regard to the compendium?
All right, yeah, sure. Well, thank you guys for listening to this little thing and checking out the page if you have. And I would really appreciate any support you have to offer. And I think it's going to be a really, really fun book. It's going to have a lot of diverse and interesting creatures that you can use in any game you have. So please check it out. I'd really, really appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah. And like I said, we'll leave the links in the show notes, but we really appreciate you joining us on Getting Geeky with Game Relief. We really appreciate it, Katelyn.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
What is this place? What is it doing here in the Leaves computer? Oh, it's Kickstarter Corner with the Leaves.
I don't think I'll ever get tired of hearing her sing that. You know what else you have with the Leafs? You have a giveaway. If you can't afford the Gloomhaven $140 copy yourself, go ahead and check out our current giveaway that we've teamed up with the Giveaway Geek TLDR game series, as well as Unfiltered Gamer. Go to our current giveaway tab on GameReliefGo.com, kind of like Pokemon Go, but GameReliefGo.com, and check that out. But anyways, let's get on with Kickstarter Corner, shall we? We've got some great games. So first off, Lunar 5000 is drawing to a nigh. It's a board game where players build and race in a personalized spaceship. When the dice hit the table, will you be in the winner's circle? Right now they have 38 hours to go, and we need to get another 70 backers to get on this. So if you're listening right now, jump over there. Even if they don't make it, nothing will be charged to your card, and you can follow along for the next ride, and hopefully they'll make it this time. But if not, that's what I would recommend doing. Next, and that was a fun game. We reviewed it. As well as we're going to be reviewing this one. It's called Out of Sorts. It's a game for creative kids of all ages. A beautifully laser engraved mix and match game designed to encourage creativity, imagination, and tons of fun. Right now they're almost out of $6,000 out of a $10,000 goal with about a week to go. They're ending next Thursday, the 19th of July. So definitely check that one out. So 8 days to go. And the Leafs, we're gonna be having the creators on the show tomorrow, as well as a preview of this great game. So definitely check out of Sorts, a game for creative kids of all ages. Next, we've got Vikingjarl, the board game. It's an exciting strategic board game about Vikings, Norse mythology, warfare, trade, and building settlements, made by Norwegian Vikings. In fact, we had one of the Norwegian Vikings on the show previously, and right now I would definitely check it out. Right now they're about halfway to their goal, and they've got 9 days to go, so definitely jump in on this one. And there's also a giveaway going on over at Board Game Story where you can win Vikingjarl or Theosis. Definitely check it out. There's 15 ways to enter, and you've got a couple days. You got 6 days left to enter this great giveaway. Next, we've got Casual Gamer Insider. This game not a game, actually, it's a magazine of sorts about gaming. It's from Cardboard. Yeah, it's from Cardboard. No, not Cardboard. It's from Casual Game Revolution. Definitely check it out, the Casual Game Insider. It's their 7th year. It's a quarterly board gaming magazine that focuses on the best new casual games from a wide variety of publishers. Time to start reading. And they funded in 10 minutes? It was crazy. And you still got 13 days to go ahead and jump on this one. Right now they're at 300% funded just about. So definitely check it out. If you want to find out all about games or do some advertising, they are in 150 Books a Millions, 130 Barnes and Nobles. They're in independent stores, 2,500 game stores, and there's 2,000 plus readers. Plus, they've got the app for that. And then next, will you be in October in Atlantic City? Or will you be in Atlantic City in October? If you will, or if you live nearby, or you just want to have some advertising done at High Level Games Con, HLG Con, definitely check out bringing HLG Con to the next level. High Level Games is hosting a convention in Atlantic City. We want to have the best material on hand to create an awesome experience. They have funded their $4 over their goal, and they've still got 15 days to go, going through the 26th of July. So definitely check out this great project. Next, it was a game we previewed on the podcast, as well as had the creator on. It's called Crown of Aragón. It's a 2-player card game of medieval intrigue and conquest that can be played in 15 minutes. seize the crown. Go back and listen to our review or whatnot. Last I checked, they were at 20% of their goal. They got 16 days to go. So we need to get a couple more backers on there. So definitely check out Crown of Aragón. It's going to be one of Game Relief's games of the year, I would have to say. Next, we just had the creator on the show the other day. Both creators from Spider-Man Games. Elite Dangerous Battle Cards. Yes, sirree, Bob. It's a 2-player expandable card game based in the Elite Dangerous Galaxy. They're over $10,000 over their goal, and they still got 17 days to go, going through the 28th of July. Definitely check out this one if you like expandable card games, and even if you like pretty neat art, I would definitely check it out. It looks like a fun game too. This one's new to us, or new to Kickstarter Corner. You may have seen it, you may not have, but it's called Killing Lee Garvin. It looks pretty fun and pretty funny or whatnot as well. There's carnivorous squirrels in it. There's go to Gen Con. There's common sense and an exercise program. It's pretty fun, it looks like. And putting a hapless game designer through a sadistic and humorous ringer for fun and profit, and help cover his real-world medical bills. Definitely check this one out. They're just over a third of the way to their goal. They've got 21 days to go, so 3 weeks to check out Killing Lee Garvin. I love the art on this fun little game. It looks really cool. Hit by a bus, he can get, yeah, looking at that art, it's amazing. I would definitely come and at least check out the Kickstarter that's going on currently. Next, we've got Asana Kids. It's yoga and mindfulness game. Asana Kids learn yoga and mindfulness while playing. Do yoga poses, align the crackus, help the princess get rid of their bad emotions before they block them. 3 weeks to go on this one. I hope they make it. But definitely check it out. Going through the 1st of August. It looks like a pretty fun game. I don't know much about yoga, but hey, why not make a game about it? They ask, is there an app about it? Well, now if they ask you, is there a game about yoga? You can say so. Next is Kingdoms of Erden, King of the Mountain Dwarven Expansion. Collect faction members and dominate the mountain in this fantasy set collection strategy card game. Ages 10 plus is for 2 to 5 players, 15 to 45 minutes. And they have reached their goal. They're over 300% funded, I think, if you look at them, if I did my math right. Going through the 3rd of August, definitely check out Kingdoms of Erden, King of the Mountain Dwarven Expansion. Like usual, we'll leave links in the show notes so you can check out all these great games. Next, we've got Clustered, 2nd edition, a strategic card game. They have reached and surpassed their funding goal, and they've still got a whole 29 more days to go. So definitely check out Clustered if you're one of the first 500, and it looks like at the time of this recording at least, there's still room for 93 more of you to get a free copy of the game. They're also doing a referral program. If you get 4 friends to come over and buy it or back it, then you get a free game. How cool is that? Definitely check out Clustered 2nd Edition, a strategic card game where you battle your opponents by placing cards with matching attributes next to each other. Can you out-strategize everyone to win? I guess we'll find out. Next, do you like collectible card games or anything like that? If you do, and you need a place to store them, plus you want to be able to play somewhere besides those tables or your floor, you need a mat. Well, we've got that covered as well in Arsenal Transforming Deck Box plus Cloth Mat. It's a deck box with room for at least 130 double sleeve magic cards, dice, and even a cloth mat. If nothing else, I would check out the GIF of this. It's a cool video of them folding and unfolding and putting the mat back in the box. They've got another 38 days to go through the 18th of August. Last but not least, this one totally come up by surprise. It's from one of our fellow creators we've had on Getting Geeky with Game Relief before. I was excited to reach out to him, and I was excited when he said, hey, how about you put my game on the Kickstarter Corner as well as have me interviewed? It's none other than our friends from what do you call it? Historical adventures or whatnot. Well, I hope I didn't slaughter that, but I'll go ahead and review this. You know I will. But it's totally medieval, the epic adventure. I watched the video, and I was in awe. This is from Zach Edwards. But totally medieval, the epic adventure. I'd recommend you go ahead and watch that video. It's an alliance of war. Compete or cooperate in the mythic world of totally medieval. But be wary and trust no one, because even the game. They are going for a little bit longer than usual adventures on Kickstarter, but definitely check it out. It's got another 44 days to go. It just barely launched. It's going through the 24th of August. Let's help this game become a reality. We're going to have the creator on the show to talk all about it, so look out for that next week. But it's a really cool game, and there's minis in that as well. This is not his first ride on Kickstarter, but definitely check out this great game. Anyways, it's our least favorite time, your least favorite time. Time for us to get on with our lives, you to get on with your lives. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and get geeky, stay geeky, and bring others into Geekful. But you know what? If you don't want to miss another Game Relief episode, make sure you stay tuned tomorrow as we review and interview the creators of Out of Sorts, a game that's currently on Kickstarter. Anyways, we'll catch y'all on the flip side. Game Relief out.
Gamer Leaf levels up. Tune in next week to see if Gamer Leaf's luck holds up.